Hey, good afternoon. It is Halloween day. We're getting ready for an adventurous trick-or-treating explosion there. Gonna have some fun with the kiddos. Just was finishing up doing some cosmetic work inside of our beautiful 342 West Michigan compound. And, it's things like that, guys, where you can go in and do a little bit of work and still enjoy your day, still balance that between family time and work time. It's really important. But I wanted to reach out today, specifically on a video. Let me get this straight before I get, in an accident driving down the road. Because, it's always good to do video recording while you're driving. That's always a, pretty smart thing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually moving. I've just got some pretty spectacular special effects now that make the car look like it's moving. But anyway, just wanted to talk about some things that are going on in the property preservation industry and kind of giving you my thoughts on where we need to go as a group. Obviously, Team Ironclad has grown to a size now where we sit around and we look at trends in the industry. We kind of plan and budget and forecast our next year's move at a time. This is a sad time for me. I don't know where the future is going to be. I've got an awful lot of people closing in on lawsuits, due to stupidity and things like that have occurred in our company. However, we are moving in different directions to diversify our holdings and do some different things anyway. So, we'll see how all that works out. But, I've always paid my bills. I've always tried to be a righteous person. And, sometimes a lot of this crisis that we're in right now is because, we had customers that didn't pay us. In fact, I think, without looking at the numbers, I lost about $200,000 last year in non-payment. Not in revenue that we didn't work. I mean, literally, we actually completed $200,000 worth of work that we weren't paid for. And, I get it, man. I see on social media people say, how can I be so cavalier about that? I'd do this. I'd take an Uzi and I'd go shoot up the building. I got to be honest, man. Life is not fair. Life is not based on, good always wins, evil never triumphs. Unfortunately, man, it seems the people that are trying to do the righteous thing, they're doing the best thing, to be the great father, great mother, the joy of being a grandparent, some of these things, it just seems like we get screwed all the time. But, I also look back and go, sometimes karma, I haven't always been a good person, guys. I have a dark past. I could have been Batman, in fact. The pain and anguish and some of the crazy stuff I did. That's why I always kind of smirk about, the Aspen Grove thing. I did things in the military that let's just say at another time and age, I broke all 10 commandments. And, it's a hard thing for me to have to swallow that past, I guess, that lifestyle. But today I realized that we only operate one day at a time, and how we get up in the morning, how we look at the obstacles that are in front of us, whether we choose to have a good day or choose to have a bad day, is kind of where we're at. But anyway, not to get on a long ramble, I try to put out some of these videos that are from the heart. And today my lesson is on diversification and looking at what I see in the future. I believe the larger companies like Safeguard and all these other big nationals are feeling the burn, and they're not going to stay around for a lot longer unless they do the things to trim the fat. They've become so top heavy that they blew up after 2008. Sure, a lot of them are around from the early days. Some of these companies trace their roots back to 1986, 1991, blah, 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 blah. That's great. But they didn't grow to the size they were and the magnitude until the crisis hit. Well, what happened was they sold their soul to the devil to get these contracts, and for a while that worked good when the revenue was really high and there was a lot of properties. But unfortunately, look around, man. Is anyone out there jumping for joy right now? She's jumping a lot faster than you can get her. And let me tell you something, all those big companies are feeling the burn right now. There's companies, some of those big ones that swore they never lost people, have never had to lay off since we started, we this, we're that, we don't change our underwear, we're perfect. They're feeling the burn now. Because believe me, little companies like you and I are feeling the burn. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is what are we going to do about it? Well, I believe what's going to happen is these bigger companies are either going to get burned or they're going to go in-house with a lot of their maintenance. I was looking on the Facebook today. People were talking about they're seeing companies out doing stuff for themselves that they've never thought were in-house and yada yada. But guys, I was saying this a year ago. These big companies are going to have to go in-house. The ridiculous pricing they're paying, man, I couldn't get an illegal immigrant to come out and work for these prices. But we do it. We swallow our pride every day and tell ourselves there's going to be a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. It's at the end of the day. You know, all that kind of nonsense, Disney and everything. And I was just over there the other night singing Kumbaya and having fun. That's not the reality. That pot at the end of the rainbow has already sailed. You know, that boat's already gone. So, you know, instead of grabbing the Titanic, we start preparing right now. And if you need help preparing, reach out to me, man. I sit around, drink cups of coffee, get all wired up. That's why I'm hyped up now. I've been, 16 cups of coffee, nailing nails. I will help you or tell you what I'm up to. You know, I'm not saying I'm the greatest, I'm not a consultant, man. I have friends who are business consultants that know what they're doing. I'm just a simple guy who's trying to get a message out there that I care about you and I want you to succeed. Don't be that last one that's waiting and go, oh, I didn't diversify? Oh, I didn't realize this was coming. Listen, we built our company as a W-2 model, and I see people argue all the time. Listen, subs are for lunch, not for work orders. Ha ha ha. You know, that's a saying that we came up with. We're just joking. But listen, man, at the end of the day, the W-2 model is going to be where it's at. You don't have to believe me. I'm just an idiot. But the funny thing is, I built my entire operation on that premise that one day, W-2s were going to be the direct answer to these banks and for everybody else. So we've been preparing a long time ago. It's kind of like the nuclear apocalypse, the zombies and all that, and people have these doomsday shelters. That's what Ironclad's been doing. Why do you think when I only have 10, 12 employees right now, I still keep a fleet of 30 vehicles? Because I know one day somebody will knock on my door and say, hey, Brett, I listen to you on the videos, you're crazy, but I see the brilliance in what you're doing. I know that you're a good contractor. We want to give you an opportunity. Hint, hint. Hint, hint. I know you're out there. Just kidding. Listen, I work for a great national. I have great friends that have regional companies we do work for. We've onboarded with a few. And for you guys that are sitting behind the desk, the newer companies we got, you know who you are. And, that think that we're, arrogant or attitude or this and that, and why do we charge this much money and this and that. Listen, man, it's kind of like going to a 5-star restaurant and you sit down and you order the meal. They bring out that little bit of crap meal on the plate, and you got that little teeny burger, and the vegetables, and it's got some drizzle. Looks like the cook hocked up in your food while he served it, and then you're paying $50. Sometimes quality costs money, and I don't really feel like today I have to go out and compete against a Craigslist hack. I don't know. Maybe I'm arrogant. I'm not going to do that. It's not going to happen. So maybe you need to 411 over to some other contractor. That's fine. Doesn't hurt my feelings in the least. But if you want to have a good quality contractor out there that's Aspen Grove qualified, and we have uniforms on, and we have good trucks, and man, you dial our number and we communicate, we can answer emails, we can actually speak English, that's kind of where we're at. But listen, I'm going to tell you the secret. Diversification. One day they're going to go direct. That's fine. But in the meantime, listen to me. Call Paul Williams. Get a Sams and Dunn's number. If you're a veteran, get your VA, get your VOB, your veteran operated business. Do your small business. Do any of these things. If you're in a hub zone, any of these things, call people like Paul up and say, listen, man, it's not working for me. I'm being crushed out. What can I do? You already have these things. Go out, cut grass. Go out, haul debris. Do whatever it takes, man. Call tree companies up and say, you want me to haul your debris off? Do not give up. Every single day you can go out and make money. I do it. I got $11,000 dropped in my account yesterday and spent 11 grand. I'm already broke again. I have to hit my reserves. I have to go my own private money, but I don't give up. But you know what I do? I try to succeed every single day because I have a plan and I stick to it. Listen, I don't want to ramble. I love you. We're going to have another video out, but in the meantime, I just want to tell you, be prepared. That's our mission today, is to get out there and help other contractors. All those people you work for, they're not going to care about you. Call up Team Ironclad. We do care, and get in our fast network. Even if you're in another state, be a part of our mailing. Soon we're going to have such a beautiful audio video capability that you can reach right out in the middle of our conferences and our training. Remember, you're not alone. We love you. Have a great day, and we'll catch up with you. Have a great Halloween. Be safe.